are live. Yeah, there go that live button right there. There it go. You ain't gonna catch me slipping now, just us. But anyway, brothers and sisters, sisters and brothers, this is your boy, the Bishop Black Jesus Minister, the Ecclesiastes 3 Christian, brothers and sisters, in the appeal, in the protest appeal, in the appeal protest filed by the esteemed Professor Howard Mack, the esteemed Professor Howard Mack, in his debate against the great Christina Nick, brothers and sisters. And the title of that debate was, Biblically, Can Women Preach, Teach Men in the Church? Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Sister Nitza, who was our illustrious judge on that night. And again, my partner in crime, my partner in success, my partner in righteousness, Brother L.V. Europa of Clubhouse Streets, and also Jesus in disguise, calling himself just us. Jesus in disguise. The disguise ain't that goddamn good. We know how to spell, bro. Brother Just Us disguising himself as Jesus. Jesus disguising himself as Just Us. You know what I'm saying? It's in the building, brothers and sisters, even though he don't like me doing that, but I'm just playing with my brother. Brother Just Us, thank you, dear brother, for being here. Our third appeal judge, brothers and sisters, Black Jesus Minister, Brother Just Us, Brother L.V. Europa. We are once again your protest appeal judges of the ultimate debate league, brothers and sisters. All right. Now, as we have done in time past, and Brother Justice and LV will remind me of anything that I have forgotten to say, which I'm about to say. And I'm hoping that Professor Mack is paying close attention. And likewise, Sister Nitza. In this protest appeal, Professor Mack has chosen to file a protest appeal against the judge. And again, our judge is Sister Nitza. The choices of filing a protest appeal was directly against his opponent, Miss Christina Nick, or you can file a protest appeal against the judge if you thought the judge's decision was wrong, bad, whatever, however you feel about it, but you didn't agree with the judge's decision. Evidently, Professor Mack chose to file a protest against the judge. The judge's decision did not sit well with him, and the three panel judges of the Ultimate Debate League, myself, LV Europa, Brother Just Us, we are here to hear his allegations, his claims, his contentions, his issues with the judge's decision. Now, Professor Mack and Sister Nitza, please understand, as this process unfolds, the first thing that we're going to do is play your decision. But for time's sake, your decision, and or I guess the information that led up to your decision, however you want to put that, we'll get clarity on that from you, was a total of about 27 minutes. I chose to play the last 9 minutes, as I told you over the phone, and now I'm saying in front of our audience and anybody who chooses to listen, that at any time you want to refer to anything or have replayed any portion of your decision or that 20-second setup going into your decision, you're welcome to share that timestamp with us and to have us play that on your behalf for any clarity whatsoever. So again, the first thing we will do is play the last 9 minutes of your decision, and we're going to sit back and listen to that. Now, immediately after we hear the replay of your decision, okay, we're going to open the floor to Professor Howard Mack, who will then proceed with his allegations, with his issues, totaling no more than 5 issues, and hopefully he has 3 of them. I informed the brother to give us your strongest top 3. And then if you got 4 and 5, you can add 4 and 5 to that. And so it's left up to him to bring forth his top 3 allegations, including 2 more if possible. We had to limit them for time purposes. So that's why I said your top 3 or your top 5. Is that understood, Professor Mack? Professor Mack, is that understood that your top 3 or top 5 issues will be heard on tonight?
Yeah, that's fine. I understand.
Okay. And so and you'll just simply lay those out one at a time. All right. And then as soon as you make the allegation, make the issue known, Ms. Nitsa will have time to respond. Now, there's no time limit, guys. You know what I'm saying? Am I right about that, LV? We haven't done any time limits on anybody, have we?
No, we haven't.
Oh, okay. So we haven't did no time limits, but yet and still, just be mindful of the time, brothers and sisters, okay? All right. Again, the judges have the privilege, the appeal judges. Listen very carefully, Sister Nitsa and Professor Matt. We have the right at any time, the liberty at any time you're talking, even in the middle of your talking. If you hear a judge speaking or trying to get your attention or trying to cut in, please allow us to do so, because we may need some particular clarity, or we might need to ask a particular question. So please do not get upset with any of us if we ask you to pause or cut you off. And we will interrogate any one of you regarding what you said or to pertain to any questions that we have. And, you know, we may be a little sharp, you know, about what we're saying, but I beg you to understand that we're not trying to attack you. We're not trying to be biased or anything of that nature, but we definitely will do our part to be as cordial as possible during this appeal. All right. But I'm just saying to you all, please be tolerant of us and of our questions and of any of our interruptions, because we have the right to do that. And ultimately for clarity purposes and things of that nature. Okay. Brother LV, I think that's all I had to say. Brother LV, did I miss something?
Not to my calculation.
All right, Brother Just Us, did I miss something? Okay, let me bring him in. He fell off. All right, Brother Just Us, did I miss something?
No, I heard nothing that you missed.
Okay, good. All right. So, Sister Nitsa, are you ready? Professor Mack, you ready?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen and play the last 9 minutes of Nitsa's decision. I'm going to share my entire screen. I'm sharing my entire screen. Well, no. I need to go to the tab. I need to go to the tab. All right, share. And what was that? I was just looking at. I got to look at that again, guys. And I think I'm sharing properly, but I just missed something real quick. Share. Don't show this again. Okay, I'm going down. Share screen. Tab. Okay, what is that right there? Also share tab audio. That's already on. Okay, good. Okay. All right. Does everybody see the video from Berean TV?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Nitsa, do you see it? Professor Mack?
I can see it.
Okay, and when I hit play, if anybody does not hear what's being said, please say something. All right, I'm gonna blow up the screen. I'm blowing up the screen as soon as they let me. All right, and I already got it queued up. So here we go. If y'all can't hear it, please say something.
Professor Matt's question to Christina was 1 Corinthians 11. Is this here about all women or just certain women who don't have a head? Christina responded, this is specifically about a wife. This is about a woman honoring her head. And this has nothing to do with teaching. Headship has nothing to do with the teaching. The Father is the head of Christ, and Christ still teaches. The second question, He goes into Numbers 33 when a young woman, still lives with her father, about those vows being canceled out. He said, "Do all women have a male head in the body of Christ, and are they called the man? Yes or no? Of the man of her? Yes or no?" She said, "I never said single women don't have a head. Yes, all women have a head, which is Christ. Are all women subject to all men? No. My answer is yeah. A woman can teach men with the permission of her husband." Romans 16 is the third question. He said, Romans 16, can she point to one scripture in this chapter where a woman is teaching a man? Christina's response, the scripture doesn't specifically say whether or not it's to men. My answer is, I'm showing you they are being sent out and locked up. It's not gender specific. The fourth question is if verse 8 and 9 in First Timothy are given to all women and men of God, what verse do you have that shows 11 and 12 are about married women only? Christina's response, I never said this was about all men or women. Timothy is being told he was taught by his grandma. He has to reconcile where it says all men lifting up hands. Is that only to the men? But question 5. Can you show where after Paul gave this command, women teaching? Christina says there's a lot of things in this text. He's talking about the epistle of Timothy. And the answer is no. You gave no timeline for Timothy, and the Bible says Jesus did many undocumented miracles. The woman at the well did teach after this letter was written for Tina. I think I misdocumented that, so I'm not going to even strike that to the record. So I'll just leave it at she said you gave no timeline for Timothy, and the Bible says Jesus did many undocumented miracles. Question 6, he asked her, can you show biblically anywhere in the entire New Testament where you have a woman specifically and directly teaching a man? She says Priscilla is explaining to a male synagogue teacher, and we don't know if Acts was written before or after Timothy. Question 7, he says 2 Thessalonians 2 and 15, stand firm, brothers and sisters, to the teachings, whether by word of mouth or the epistles. Are we supposed to hold fast to the epistles of Thessalonians and Timothy? Christina's response is, we are to always hold fast to all scripture. Her Q&A. I wanted to be clear again. If it wasn't a direct question, I did not. If it was also for this for Christina, she did ask him 2 questions, and some of her questions I only documented the first one. I only took down his response to the first question because I'm not sure if that was even allowed to do like 2 questions in one question. Like they were literally 2 separate questions, so I only took down the first one. The first one was she asked was, what is the imegdo of day? And she explained what the imegdo of day. In the next question, which I did count, was she explaining what is the image of God, if that makes sense. So he said women are made in the image of God, but he did not explain what the imegdo day is. Imego day is. I'm sorry, imego day, I was pronouncing it wrong. It's explaining what it is. Christina actually explained it in her response by answering her second question. So in 1 Peter 2-9, she says, when Peter says you are a royal priesthood, a holy nation, is that royal priesthood limited only to men? He said both men and women are of the royal priesthood. She asked, can you show me in the Bible anywhere other than 1 Timothy 2 and 12 where it can be man or husband? He goes into 1 Corinthians 14 about what shall we say then? We say each of you have a teaching. And he explains, that about the question about is being specific to a man or a husband. She goes into the question 4 was, is 1 Corinthians 14 context about women not teaching men? This is where she gave the 2-part question, and this Paul contradicting himself. I only took down his response to that first question. Is 1 Corinthians context about women not teaching men? He said it's talking about speaking in tongues, and then it goes into women teaching men. It's nothing wrong with women teaching, but who you're teaching, that's the context of 1 Corinthians 14. Question 5. She said the Great Commission tells us to go and preach the gospel in Mark 16, making disciples. Is that for women to go and preach and make disciples? Did Christ say we're not to teach and preach men? Again, I only took down the answer for that first question. where it says, is that for women to go and preach and make disciples? He says it doesn't specify about men or women because he's speaking specifically to the apostles, and we are to apply it to ourselves. 1 Corinthians 11, are women prophesying in a mixed congregation because they're supposed to cover their head? He said, no, you're incorrect on how you're teaching that. There's no specific location on where these women are prophesying. She says, can you find anywhere in the Old Testament that limits women teaching? And is that a part of God's original plan? Another multi question. I only took down the first response and judged them according to that. He said we do see where men are priests, and we don't see how women played into that. So the closing argument for Christina, I made the argument that women are in the image of God and that God didn't limit the women, and he admitted that headship was a part of the curse and fall. He did agree that he doesn't see a limitation in the Old Testament, only in the New. He didn't deal with the fact that Josiah brought Hilda the book of the law and asked her to interpret it. He didn't deal with Deborah leader Barak. I showed you where Jesus is dealing with a woman who goes and teaches, and she's talking sassy to him, is basically, but she said specifically talking back. And she said, I showed you Priscilla teaching. P. Mack's closing statement is, I didn't admit that there's nowhere in the Bible. I didn't admit there's nowhere in the Bible that says that. She's been doing this the whole debate. She then says it's only for married women, but then turns around and says that it's not for all women. How she lost the debate is how I asked her to show one text where it's happening, and she can't show it. I pointed out lies and asked about the daughters teaching men, and when we read it, we couldn't find it concerning Philip's daughters. She doesn't have not one refutation. Is soothsaying words, let God be true and every man be a liar. Oh Lord. So I'm so sorry. I just wanted to make sure people knew I was paying attention and documenting thoroughly to give my my honest judgment on this. And this was very, 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 very hard. For every pluck there was a punch, and for every punch there was a kick. So it was just like so hard to do this. And I'm honestly feeling like I don't know how to properly say what I'm about to say without it coming off like whatever, right? And this one, I gave it to Christina. I gave it to Christina because she did go and show the hypocrisy of how Professor Mack did not want to deal with the Old Testament law, saying that we were redeemed from the curse of it. That alone is what gave her the win to me, because they were both kind of just like fighting and pulling. It was just like ridiculous. But that right there was not refuted to me, as far as like him going into the Old Testament, showing how she's saying that he doesn't want to deal with that Old Testament because it's showing all these different women who are in leadership, but he does go to the Old Testament when it comes down to women being in subordinates to men. And so he kind of goes back into the New Testament talking about the curse. Galatians, we've been lifted from that curse concerning certain matters, but he did not go and just kind of really clear up those comments concerning Genesis 3. And so for that reason, I gave her the win. I hope that was a fair enough reason. This was so hard. so hard. They are both very strong debaters. Both have passion, zeal, very, very, very clear in their arguments. Both stood to their statements in the opening statements about what they were going to do. So I had no loopholes. I really had to really pick who was like not really saying or refuting the argument, because they were both cutting each other. So I hope that's clear. But I gave it to her. So, whew, God, it's over. Oh God, so much anxiety. All right, I'm going on mute.
Do we go to the next part? Where we at?
I'm sorry, I was talking and forgot I had myself on mute. I apologize, Brother Mack. Yeah, well, Brother Mack, before I hand it over to you, I got a quick question of Nitsa real quick, and hopefully this will bring some clarity to me and maybe to somebody else. Let me shout out Professor Lovely Lady. My goodness, my dear sister is in the chat. One of our lead moderators. Another lead moderator is Sister Salam Madet. Salam, what's going on, sister? How you feel? To both of you beautiful ladies. Barn Dog is over there in the chat barking. Aroo, what's going on, Barn Dog? All right, thank you for being here, dear brother. All right, enough of that. Let's get back to business. Sister Nitsa, can you hear me? Sister Nitsa.
Sorry, yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Now, I heard you say something to the effect that on this and this alone, you gave your decision, and you mentioned something to the fact about the Old Testament versus the New Testament and Professor Mack, hypocrisy, whatever, things of that nature. I'm not trying to go into all the detail. But was that exclusively the sole reason that you based your decision on, or was there more than one?
Well, that was what came to me while I was giving my answer. So it wasn't just like exclusively that, but that's what came to me as I was giving the reason why I made my judgment.
Okay, and did you give the reason, the additional reasons? Are they enumerated in what we just played, or do we need to go back into 27 minutes?
No. So when Professor Mack kind of questions me, that's where we go off into the more details about it. But right when in that statement right there, I did not mention it.
Okay, and let me say this for clarity, and I mentioned this to Professor Mack as well. The 3 questions are afforded to everyone and to be utilized by anyone in a protest appeal, but the 3 reasons you can allude to that, you know what I'm saying? If you say that you had additional reasons, but your additional reasons have to be found in your original decision. It's not, you can't say, well, when he asked question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, your decision was based on when we handed it over to you and when you ended your decision. So your decision didn't continue when he asked you 3 questions. It was basically allowing Professor Mack to probe you deeply, even deeper, to get a better understanding of your decision. Okay. So again, right, those 3 questions cannot be utilized as your reason. Only if those 3 questions pertain to something that you said, and I did explain this to Professor Mack, in that 27 minutes in your decision. If you did not say anything in your decision, it would not be considered, but Professor Mack can utilize that to question you on, to attack your decision. He can use that. You understand?
Understood.
Okay. So if you're going to tell us that this is that article, this is a second reason, or this is a third reason, it must be in that 27-minute period and not in the 3 questions that he asked you. Okay?
Got it.
Okay. Professor Mack, we good? Because we had this conversation, right?
Oh, yeah, we all good.
Okay. Professor Mack, it's in your hands, sir. You have 3 or 5 probative questions, challenges that you're going to pose to her. We're going to take one at a time. So let's take your number 1, sir. You have the floor.
All right, so I just listen one at a time. You don't want me to just say all 5 real quick?
No, we're going one at a time, and then she's going to respond.
All right. So my number 1 reason is for the protest is, as you heard in the judgment, Nitsa said herself that the only reason, for that reason and that reason alone, that she said for her judging the debate the way she did is said, and quoting, I did not want to deal with the curse of the law. And she went on to say that I didn't clear up Genesis 3. She says this, and I don't know if you want to hear it again, but she says it in marker 3 hour, 23 minutes. And, that whole minute, she kind of goes over that. And so the issue I have with that is, I think while she takes really extensive notes, and I truly appreciate and value sister, I don't think she had a full understanding of what I directly refuted in the debate, where I said that there's a difference of the curse of the law of the Torah, which we can read about in Deuteronomy 28:16, versus the curse of sin, which Paul references again in the New Testament when he gives the command in 1 Timothy 2. So Christina twisted that and actually made them seem like they're the same thing. And I have the marker where I actually delineated between the two and how they're not the same, and pointed out that Christina was twisting that. And I don't think the Sister Nitsa caught that. And then she judged it, not fully understanding that the curse of the law, for people who don't follow the law that's specifically given in Deuteronomy, is not the same as the curse of sin from Genesis 3 that was given by the sin of Adam and Eve. As we know, it says Eve first sinned and was deceived. And that's the curse of sin. The Bible says that sin came into the world through one man. And then, and so when we understand that, the curse of sin that came is not the same thing as taking away the curse of the law, which we can read about in Deuteronomy 28. And so that was the confusion part of it. And so I can go back and play those clips. I do have them. I don't know if I should just go play them now, or if I need to deal with a response first.
Let me say this, Professor Mack. Remember, you're challenging Nissa's decision,
right?
And you've kind of you pretty much hit on it. You're starting off with the one about you're saying how she misinterpreted the curse of the law. So I really didn't understand her decision. When she brought that up, maybe you understand it better than I do. But can you rephrase everything you said in a concise and shorter manner so that we can kind of understand and ask her, can she clarify how did she see? Because you're saying how she made a mistake, but we don't know if that's what if she's saying. So you got to give her a chance to respond by ultimately asking her a question. So you're going to be asking her 3 to 5 questions on 5 issues that you have, right? To allow her to explain what you're challenging her on. So if you want to tailor your question, retailor it in such a way as
am I going to be asking a question?
Yeah. Ultimately, you're asking a question. We're not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ultimately, you're asking a question, and you're challenging her with the question. Like, okay. So in other words, from what I heard, Sister, I'm just acting like I'm you for a second. You can phrase it the way you want to. Sister Nitsa, can you explain how you decided in favor of Christina and Nick by saying that by bringing up the curse of the law? You hear what I just said?
Yeah.
Because I think that was a bad decision and that it didn't have nothing to do with the debate. In my opinion, because I had a question why she brought it up, and maybe she can explain it to all of us and to me as well. But that's an example of how you want to, proceed to ask her questions to explain her decision about whatever you had an issue with. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So let me just clarify one thing with you, BlackJesus, if I can, because I can ask a question. I want to be clear.
Yeah.
The issue here with this first point is that she said that I didn't want to deal with it, when in actuality I can go to the minute marker where I dealt with it extensively.
Okay. Hold on. So can you ask her? Go ahead and ask her what does she remember? What your response was on how you didn't deal with it, and then you can come back, right, and then show us how you dealt with it. Now, again, Professor Mack, you want to deal heavily on your top 3 or top 5 issues that deal with directly the title and the subject of the debate. Okay, brother? Don't get sidetracked. Okay?
Right.
Okay.
So I'll say this.
Go right ahead.
Okay. So Nitsa, and I'm asking the question now. Nitsa, you there, right? You there, sis?
Nitsa?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm so sorry. I'm doing it through Safari, so it takes me a little minute to get my mic unmuted.
Oh, all right, okay. So my question is, are you familiar with and aware of the refutation in the debate that I extensively gave on the curse of the law and why number one is not what came from Genesis, and why it had nothing to do with the debate title.
Hey, I'm here. Sorry, again, trying to find my mic. Yeah, so I heard you speak on the curse, and you did mention the curse concerning women in child labor and childbirth. You definitely, I'm sorry, not childbirth, but child labor pains. I would just speak specifically and say that. As well as Adam's curse, if I'm not mistaken. You spoke on that, saying that if that curse was lifted, then we wouldn't still be experiencing those pains. Am I correct?
Yes, that is part of it. That is correct. You're on the right track. Yes, yes, sir.
So yeah, I heard your explanation.
So Nitsa, he's asking you essentially, when you brought that up as part of your deliberation, what did that have to do with women having permission or not having? Women being able to preach or teach to men. What did that have to do with the title, the debate title?
Right. So it wasn't more so that, but just I was looking for refutations, and I did not really hear that one kind of cleared up. And so, as I stated in the statements, that it was definitely hard to kind of choose between the two because I was seeing so many refutations on different things, and that was the only thing that I did not see clearly refuted to where I was like, okay, this is a good way to go.
Well, can you demonstrate right now how that is relevant to the title?
No, I'm not able to demonstrate that.
So, are you saying to us him not answering something that is relevant to the title was a knock against him?
Yes, that's pretty much how I was able to make the decision.
Understood.
All right, Professor Mack, go to your article number 2, bro.
All right, thank you. So, article number 2. Let me pull. I got on my list. So in Nitsa's deliberation, she said both stuck to their opening statements about what they will do or prove. But when I questioned her afterwards, she openly admitted that Christina did not accomplish any of her opening goals. That being, when we listened to my Q&A of Nitsa, I asked her, did she prove where any woman was teaching to men in the Old Testament? Nitsa said, no, not specifically. I asked, did she show anywhere in the New Testament where women were teaching men? And she said, no, yet again. And so her saying no to those 2 questions, when the goal of the debate is to show biblically, can women teach men? And she didn't effectively show where women taught men. That would be contradictory to her statement to say that they both proved their points or stuck to their points that they made in the beginning. And so that being said, I would just ask Nitsa, if Christina, if you admitted in the Q&A that Christina did not show in the Old Testament nor in the New Testament where a woman is teaching a man, how is it that she stuck to her opening argument to prove biblically that women can teach men?
All right, before you respond, Sister Nitsa, I want everyone to know you are referring to a question that one of the 3 questions that you asked her after her deliberation, right? After her decision, correct?
Yeah, I have the timestamps if needed, but yes.
Okay, now, can you tie that in to anything that she said during her judgment and have her to respond to that as well? Because again, it's all based on her judgment. Whatever her judgment was, that's what we're focusing on. So the 3 questions, hold on, understand, remember, I said the 3 questions is not the focus, but you can use it, but we only want to focus on the words that came out of her mouth during the 27 minutes of her decision.
And when was this determined by all of us?
When was
I don't remember that rule that those 3 questions wasn't pertinent.
Yeah,
I didn't get that memo. It
okay,
sounds like
fine.
It's not fine with me because I need to be aware if someone has limitations in which they can present. It sounds like somewhere down the line that has been arbitrarily, single-handedly decided by you. I don't appreciate that or like that.
All right, brother. Can I respond?
Of course.
All right. Well, LV, everything was going kind of fast, brother. I thought that you were in on that conversation. And if you were not, I do apologize. So again, all of our, if you recall, in all of our protest appeals, we played the judge's decision first. That's the first thing that we played, right?
And we played them in its entirety, correct?
Yeah, we played the entirety,
okay.
Correct.
All right. Okay, is there an exception being made today?
Yes, the exception.
So already,
LV,
you are comparing.
LV, you cut me off, LV.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, you gotta let me finish, bro.
I apologize.
Now, let me make a correction. No, there is no exception. There is not being an exception.
Yes, there is.
Her judgment was 27 minutes long.
And you made an exception to only.
No. But, okay, but brother, you cut me off again, bro. I'm saying to you. Now, I did cut off her 27 minutes to 9 minutes. Now, if you want to play the 27 minutes, LV, we can play the 27 minutes,
well,
bro.
I just have a question.
Oh, okay, but let me finish that.
But
you're not letting me finish. But you're not letting me finish your original question, bro.
Go ahead.
Again, her decision was 27 minutes long. Mm-hmm. She agreed with me that I'm gonna play the last 9 minutes, and if she wants to play more, she has the right to tell us to play more. Mm-hmm. Now, at the end of her 27 minutes, that was the end of her decision, LV. So when we allow our opponents to ask the judge 3 questions, the 3 questions are outside of the judgment. This is allowing the opponent or the debater to probe the judge further to gather more information to help them with their appeal. So the 3 questions
they can't use.
No, he can use it. No, I didn't say he couldn't use it.
And you said connect. Watch this. You said connected to a part of her judgment in which we have not heard in its entirety.
Right, brother.
And that is not something we've done in all of our procedures. So today is a special exception. It is already not going like the ones before. So to your original question, when you say in all the other ones, in all the other ones, we are already breaking protocol. And we already have established that y'all guys came up with some rule of what can and what cannot be used without me being involved. Were you privy to the conversation? Well, I just want to find out. Maybe I'm the only one left out. Just us. Were you privy to the conversation?
You know what? Evie making a good point, Black Man Jesus. If you did spoke whatever that 9 minutes, we should have been involved with that. That is true.
Okay, excuse me. Okay. Y'all let me know when I can talk, bro.
Go ahead.
Okay. Now, brothers, I'm going to apologize one more goddamn time, okay? Now, I don't know if you niggas want me to kiss y'all ass or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to apologize one more time to you slow-ass niggas. And I love you niggas, okay? Goddamn. Don't make me cry over here. If I made a mistake, don't act like it's the goddamn end of the world. All of us make mistakes, bro. You all know that everything was going very, very fast and topsy-turvy, even getting a judge at the last minute. All of us were scrambling, trying to make this debate happen. So please, LV, goddamn, bro, pull that iron and brand back a little bit, bro. I apologize, goddamn it, LV. Do you hear me, my brother?
Yeah, that's.
Okay, now, brother. If I had this conversation and you wasn't part of it, bro, that was not deliberate on my part, bro. And I'm sorry, bro. Okay, I apologize.
I respect that and I accept it. But what I need you to do is stand down on that agreement you made without us, because I don't think that should stand. I think that he should be able to use whatever he needs to make his case. Simple and plain.
Okay, this is my point. You got to listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying when we had our previous appeals, the decision and the conversation revolves around the judge's decision. And we've played all judge's decisions in their entirety except for Nitz's because it's 27 minutes long. I told Nitsa to get around that. If there's anything that we left out because we only played the last 9 minutes, we'll go back anywhere you want to pull that up. So Nitz's decision was 27 minutes long, LV, It started at 0.0. It ended at 27. Anything that happened after the 27 minutes is not her decision. Okay? So the 3 questions, we afford all of our debaters to challenge the judge with 3 questions, and they can utilize that information to challenge the judge, but it must be tied back to what she said during her decision in the 27 minutes, not the 3 questions. You understand what I'm saying?
I know, but you're making a modification, and you're making
there is no modification. It's only the decision.
Was her judgment played in its entirety? Yes or no?
Brother, no. You want me to play it? I'll play it, bro.
That's not the point. The point
that is the point, bro.
Well, I'm making a different point, which is you arbitrarily telling someone that they cannot use what a judge answered in response to 3 questions they can ask per what they were told. I do not agree that cannot be used. And the fact that was established without me being there and we're still trying to go along with it, no. You need to take that off the table and allow these people and allow this person to make their case.
I'm not stopping him from making a case. I said, LV, he can use it. You keep saying I said he can't use it. Brother Mack, let me see if you understand me very well, Brother Mack. Brother Mack, did I not say that you can use it, bro? Those 3 questions?
Yeah, you said I could use it, but there is something right here where you're saying to a degree there's a certain way I have to use it as opposed to just being able to use it.
I'm saying first of all, you just used it. I didn't stop you from using it.
Yes, you did.
And so no, let me finish, bro. No, brother, let me finish, bro. I'm saying,
you stopped
brother.
him.
Okay, brother, but you gotta let me finish.
Yeah, but don't say you didn't stop him. You did.
Okay, brother, I didn't stop him because he said it, and I didn't interrupt him while he was talking. And he can go back and drill her again on any of those 3 questions. I don't care about that. I just reminded Brother Mack. I said, Brother Mack, please, when you interrogate her about the 3 questions, tie it in to something that she said in the 27 minutes of her judgment. That's what I'm saying. I'm not stopping, my brother.
So let me ask something.
Go ahead.
Wait, Brother Mack, are you able to do that? Tie it in?
Yeah, I can do it either way.
Okay, so let's move forward with him tying it in.
Okay. All right. So this is what I'll say. And I'll read it again. During her deliberation, this is what she said during her deliberation. She said both prove their points from the beginning. Okay. And so if she's saying that they both prove their points from the beginning, or they made, let me get a direct quote. Hold on, I have it written down. She says both stuck to their opening statements about what they would do, and they did it. This is what she says. And hour marker 3 minute 24, and between 15 to 20 seconds right there. And so for her to say that they both stuck to their statements about what they will do, and then right after during the Q&A admit that she didn't do it is a direct contradiction one to the other. That's the tie-in that in the Q&A she said something opposite of what she said during the deliberation. That's inconsistent.
Great job, Professor Mack. Sister Nitsa, respond to that. Sister Nitsa, you still here?
I have no words.
All right. Professor Mack, point number 3.
Wait, hold on. When a person said they have no words, what is that? What that means?
Nitsa, you want to explain? Because maybe I misinterpreted as well by going on to number 3. When you said no words, what did you mean, sister? No response?
I have no response.
Okay. Do you understand that, just us?
Yes.
All right. Professor Mack, number 3.
All right. So point number 3, let me go back to my list. She acknowledged and then also with the Q&A. So she said that also during her deliberation, because I'll tie it in, she said one was refuting the other. I think she quoted specifically saying, if one had a pluck, the other one had a punch. If one had a punch, the other one had a kick. They were refuting one another. But then during the Q&A, And my second question to the Q&A, she acknowledged that Christina did not refute me and the point that I brought up about 1 Timothy 2 applying to all women of God. Christina 5 times during the debate said that it was talking about only wives. And then when I questioned her, Christina, in the Q&A round, she said, I never said it wasn't talking about all women, when 5 different times I have written down where she specifically argued that it was only talking about wives and not all women. And so she changed and flip-flopped and did not refute me. And Nitsa acknowledged that she didn't refute me, but in her deliberation, she said that they were refuting each other. That's my point number 3.
Okay, can you clarify that? Because you said quite a lot and I was kind of confused. So can you shorten it and say it again?
I understood what he's saying.
Okay, well, hold on. I'm a judge, so I don't understand what he said.
Oh, okay.
Say it, do it again, bro.
Okay, hold on. And wait. When you do it, don't do like a statement. Do like a question to her.
So, okay, I should ask Nitsa a question?
Yeah, you got to phrase it into a challenging question. Yes,
correct.
sir.
Fair enough. So Nitsa, I guess my question would be, how can you say that we were refuting each other when you acknowledged in the second question I asked you that she did not refute me on the main scripture of the entire debate?
And what was that main scripture, brother, that you're talking about?
Yes, First Timothy chapter 2, 8 through 15, where it says, a woman must, but let the woman, I do not permit a woman to usurp or teach a man, but remain silent. Christina said that initially that it was talking about wives only and not all women. She said that 5 times in the debate, Christina did. And then later when the Q&A came on my 4th question, and I had that marker as well, I asked her, how can you say it's saying only about wives when this, and this? And I proved it to her. And she says, well, first off, I didn't say that it was all about only about all wives. I didn't say it wasn't about all women. So Christina flip-flopped, and she did not refute the point at all. And Nitsa acknowledged that she did not refute the point when I asked her in the Q&A. Yet Nitsa also said during her deliberation that we were refuting each other.
Okay, so you think that that one of the refutations wasn't successful on her end?
Primary refutation of the entire debate was not only not successful.
On that scripture.
Flopped and changed.
On that scripture, right?
On that scripture, yes.
Okay, go ahead, Nitsa.
I have no words again. I'm sorry. I don't have anything to say.
Okay. Question number 4, Professor Mack.
All right. Point number 4 is
hold on. So I just want to make sure clear. When a person says they don't have anything to say, that means they cannot defend the question then.
You can ask her if that's what she meant.
When you say you have no words, not anything to say, that means you cannot defend yourself. Typically, you're wrong in it. Like I'm not sure what it means.
I just don't have anything to add to his point.
Okay. Do you want to respond to his point?
No, I have no words.
No,
okay.
No, she said she has no words. I would try to understand what that means.
That means that she's not going to challenge it.
Okay.
Okay.
That means you're not going to challenge your sister Nissa?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking her. Does that means you're not going to challenge it?
That's right.
Okay.
So are we on number 5, Professor Mack?
Well, that was 3. I have 2 more. You said I could do 3 to 5.
Yeah, you can do 5, no more than 5.
All right. I mean, if you want, I mean, she's not refuting the points, so I don't know if it's necessary to go.
It might not be necessary, but you might as well we're here. So go ahead and
keep going.
Keep going.
The other thing is, I kept pointing out throughout the debate that Christina told lies. I pointed to the number of lies. And I can point them out here. I have the timestamps of the many things she said one way in another instance, and then said another way in another instance. And the judge did not call out any one of those lies. In her
can you give us an example?
Yes. One is how I went over this one already. I'm just saying the minute markers of it. I wrote down every time Christina said that 1 Timothy 2:11 was talking about women 5 different times in the debate. She said that was talking about wives only. She said in our opening round in minute 32. She said it in the second round in minute 54. And she said it 2 more times during that same round, minute 55 and minute 57. And then later in her third round in minute 1 hour and 19, she said it again. Each time she said, it's not all women, it's wives. This was she said over and over and over again. And then when I asked Christina the question in the Q&A round, my question 4 in hour 2:03, I asked her if verses 9 and 10 are talking about all women of God, how is it that verse 11 isn't talking about all women of God? And then she says, I never see now what you got wrong and you twist, and she accused me of lying. She gaslit me in a debate and said that you are wrong, and I never said it's talking about all. I mean, it wasn't talking about all women. When she said it,
okay, now I tell you what. Again, this question right here is heavily, challenging Christina Nick. So we're gonna have to move on to your last one because that's not talking about what the judge said. You're challenging what the judge said.
Well, if we're talking about a quality judgment,
I got that, but you got to. Okay, but hold on, brother. But you got to challenge what the judge said. You've been doing a great job, but that one right there, Mr. Mark, you're talking about what Christina said. She can't. All right. Hold on, brother. She can't defend Christina. She can only defend what she said. Okay.
All right. No, I'm not asking her to defend Christina. I want you to understand this, Black Jesus. My contention is not only what the judge did say. It's also a problem if things are painstakingly obvious and the judge doesn't say anything.
No, but that's not what we're here for. We're here for what the judge said.
Okay, only what was actually said on the record.
Only what was said by the judge, brother. That's it.
It's only the judge. That's it.
Okay, so if she says that Christina did a good job of bringing out the scriptures.
Hold on. Is this your number 5 or 4?
No, it's on the same point.
Okay, go ahead.
If on point 4, if the judge says that Christina did a good job of bringing out the scriptures, and I'm showing how she didn't because she lied on them, does that qualify?
Again, brother, that's heavily based on what Christina said, and Christina cannot speak for herself or defend what is said, and she can't defend what Christina said.
Well, hold on, but
okay. When I tell you give me one of the lies, I can pull up 5 lines.
Hold on, Professor. So he is not really asking nothing for Christina to defend herself. He is asking the judge, being that she is stating Christina is making good points. So for her to say that, she has to have some intellect on these good points.
Okay. I hear you. Go ahead,
Justice. Question to the judge.
Okay, hold on for a second. Okay, go. So do you think what he's asking just us is a question for the judge to answer? Because if the judge says if he's saying that she did a good job, but he think she did a bad job, then that would be her assessment over the whole damn debate, not just one particular thing. Because what he think, he's showing an example of where he thought it was bad, but we had the debate was 3 hours. She could find somewhere in there where she thought that it was good because she did not specify in detail which part was good. There was just a general statement about the overall debate, bro.
But if she did it that way, then he can't ask a question.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this is something only Christina can defend. So let's move to your last question, Professor Mack.
That was just one example. I have. Go ahead.
No, wait 1 second, because I don't know why. This is simple. It's probably going to result in a no comment, but just ask the judge to bring out the good point.
Bro, that is too damn general, LV. We ain't got time to go the whole goddamn debate again.
No,
and Christina's not here to defend herself.
Stop interrupting me now. Why are you interrupting me?
Go ahead, bro.
This is all on Mac. It ain't on me. He said he has the timestamps. Pull it up, like Jesus. And the judge is here. What's wrong with that? That's not speculative. That's a direct example. How are we missing that?
All right, brother. That's a general ass question, good or bad. Please, let's be specific and move on to Professor Mack's last question, bro. Let's go.
Let's move on.
Last question, Mac.
Okay. All right. This is my final point. And this is during Nitz's judgment. She openly, and I have the timestamp for this, where Nitza had openly agreed with Christina's twist and argument by saying that she agrees with something that wasn't even a part of the debate, and then further went on to believe a lie Christina told about me in the debate, with while rendering her judgment. And it caused her to make an error in her actual summary, and I have the timestamps to prove.
Okay, you're referring to something that the judge said during her deliberation, the 27 minutes?
Yeah, so during the actual deliberation, okay, when she's giving the summary, let me see. It says, hold on, I gotta find it. I gotta look in my notes. Yeah, at minute marker 3 hours 8 minutes. And it plays for like a minute and a half. Nitza agrees with Christina about a moot point that was never the debate about Hunia being a prophetess. Now, I said in my opening round, and I have it written on my opening round, that women can be prophetess, women can teach, women can have the spirit, and women can prophesy. My argument was only, can they prophesy to men? And so she was agreeing with Christina as to say that I disagreed with that, when I clarified that I didn't disagree with that, number one. And then as she continues to go through with that explanation on this moot point, she acknowledges how Christina is changing my argument, and then said that I didn't deal with it when I actually did deal with it. And she even acknowledges, and the crazy part is she even acknowledges the point in which I deal with it during her own rendering of the debate.
Okay, so Christina, not Christina, Sister Nitza, do you remember when you made that point about he didn't deal with it? Because I kind of remember that. Do you remember that in your deliberation?
No, I don't. I actually don't. I'm sorry.
Okay, so could we play that? Do you have those timestamps?
Yeah, go ahead. And what's the timestamp, bro?
Yes, if you could play. Now, do y'all want to play? You want me to play it?
You can play if you want to, bro. Yeah. Just share your screen and go and play it.
I'll share my screen here. Let me move my screen over so I can have both of them up at the same time. One sec. One second. I just gotta pull it all up right. All right. Share my screen now. All right. I got my screen shared.
Okay. All right. Let me click it. All right. There we go.
All right. So this is going to go to timestamp 309. Let me go there. Oh, did I do sound? That had to turn sound on. I might need to do it again.
Yeah, you got to share your sound.
All right. Let me.
Yeah, unshare it. Then click that box that says share your audio.
All right. Here we go.
Click that box that says share your audio.
All right.
What's going on, Saliyah? All right. Okay. I'm finna put it back up again. All right.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and play it from, let me go 10 seconds forward. It's like somewhere right there. It's probably like 5 seconds early, but it's fine. All right. And y'all let me know if you can't hear or if I need to turn it up. Okay. All right. Here I come now. All right.
Paul tells them to talk to their husbands. There's many Satans, but the house son is the intimate Satan. He says that 1 Corinthians 12 is about spiritual gifts. It's not about diversity in gender. And we know women are not exempt about the gifts of God, which I 100% agree. The scripture says he gave gifts unto men, but if we take professors' logic, that would include the women, since it doesn't say women. Junia is a prophetess. It says that Priscilla is a woman teacher, and he didn't deal with that.
So, if we listen to that, she says that Hunia being a prophetess is something she agrees with. And then she says, if you take Professor Mack's logic, that means so and so and so, which has not been my logic. And then she says, I didn't deal with that. I have the timestamp where I did deal with that directly. Should I go to the timestamp?
Yeah, play it.
All right. Let me Well, it happened a number of times, but let me go ahead.
Yeah, just go to the best example, bro. Best example.
All right, I'm gonna go to one. There are a number of examples. I'm gonna go to my Minute Market 35, where clearly I'm acknowledging that women can teach and prophesy, and that women and men are no better than women. I say all these things. So I want to get a little closer. So let's start the slideshow. We starting the timer now?
Oh, I'm waiting for that thing, your slideshow to pop up.
All right, it's literally right. That's the point. So we got Ultimate Debate League. Thank you all for setting up this debate. Biblically, can women teach or preach to men in the church? Christina Nick versus Professor Mack. Now, she talked about how much chopping and screwing the scriptures. Well, we're gonna see. I want y'all to hold me accountable for that. But she already chopping and screwing the title because she's not even focused on what the title is. But let me go through because I was prepared for that, and I'm gonna show you. This is why it's important to come prepared because this is what people like to say. Okay, and I already knew it was coming. Let's stop all the misconceptions to the actual argument because I knew it was gonna happen. So let's get into it. Somebody would say, "Are you saying that women cannot teach or preach or prophesy in the church?" No, that's not the argument. Of course, women should teach. Women can preach, prophesy, and teach. What the argument is can they teach men specifically? Read the title. Okay. So all these arguments that she made about, trying to make it seem like I'm saying women shouldn't teach, women shouldn't prophesy. Oh no, all women should be able to prophesy. The Bible tells us to be eager to prophesy. That's for men and women. Let's keep going. So here you have where I opened the whole debate, knowing that I would be maligned. I pointed out that she was maligning me, and I clarified that women should teach, preach, and prophesy. It's an important thing, but only can they do that specifically to men. So to say I didn't deal with that would be unfair because I dealt with it in my very opening statement and then many times after the debate. And so that's my last point. So you see that the judge agreed, and I've said, in debating, I said in the debate, soothsaying words that can be convincing. And so my opponent had lied about a number of things and was able.
Okay, hold on. Let's tailor this down now. You gave your the timestamps and example, and so Sister Nitsa, do you still contend that he didn't deal with Hunia and didn't deal with women prophesying, but that they only could prophesy to other women? Would you think that was an error, or do you want to defend that, dear sister?
No, I agree. That was an error on my part because he definitely did state that he's making it clear that women can preach, teach, and prophesy. They just can't do it to men. He did say that. I do apologize.
All right, Brother Mack. We appreciate you, bro. Just us and LV. If you brothers will text me your decision to toss this decision or uphold this decision, just text me toss it out or uphold it. Text me right now, and I'll just mention the decision from all three of us. So it has to be either a minimum of 2 out of 3, one way or the other. So text me your decision, just us. Text me your decision, LV. All right, let me see what I got. Okay, I see just us. Let me see. No, am I in the wrong thing? I'm in the wrong thing. Okay, I see y'all. Okay. All right. It is a unanimous decision to toss the judge's decision. Sister Nitsa, this is not a reflection on you as being a judge. We think that you are an excellent and a great judge. We never would have asked you to do so. And but basically, errors do happen. And I thank you for being just a great person and a gracious person, admitting that last error and apologizing to the brother. So Professor Mack, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Your appeal has been upheld. The decision has now been tossed aside or laid aside. And so what we're going to do now is that we're going to give you, we're going to do things just a tiny bit different because I'm trying to make this thing easier on all of us. Normally, I would say to you, and LV and Just Us know that what I'm about to say is true. Well, we're going to listen to the debate again, and we're going to make our decision as to who won this debate. Bro, we ain't doing that. That's too much goddamn work. And so what we going to do, bro? And with LV's permission and with Just Us's permission, we're going to bring you and Christina Nick on to the next live stream in regards to the finalizing your appeal process and deliberating who is the winner of the debate, because now the winner of the debate falls now into the hands of the 3 appeal judges: Just Us, Black Jesus Minister, and LV Europa. And we're going to bring you and Christina onto the platform, and the 2 of you are going to take turns giving us your top 5 reasons based on what was said, what was recorded. It cannot be nothing extra, bro. On what was recorded, bring your top 5 reasons why you felt and why you thought that you won, your information, your evidence, to persuade us that you won the debate. And Miss Christina Nick will likewise bring her top 5 reasons why she felt that she won the debate. We're going to listen to you guys, go at it and bring your information, okay? And at the conclusion of that second part of the appeal process that now lies in the hands of the appeal judges, we will decide who is the official winner of the debate. Is that understood, Professor Mack?
Yes, sir. That makes sense. That's all good.
All right, LV, you cool with that?
We haven't done that before, but Pro Mac is okay with it. I'm okay with it.
All right, Just Us, you good?
Yeah, I'm good, and we gotta make sure there's no double questioning.
Right, exactly, no doubt. Well, basically, ain't nobody gonna be questioning nobody unless now we can question them. You know what I'm saying about what they're presenting, but they're not going to question each other at all. They're not going to talk to each other at all. They're going to be convincing us with their top 5 information that was said and presented during the debate. It can't be nothing outside of what was not presented. And they're going to persuade us with their information, which information was most persuasive. And they're going to have to persuade us who actually won this debate.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I understand that. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because I ain't going back there and listening to no 3-hour debate, bro. I ain't doing that, bro. Okay.
I like that process, and it's not to be mean, but we have to put more onus on you.
Right, on them, exactly.
I'll land here, and no one can say I have not been telling every last single person you must provide your time stamps. Simple and plain.
Exactly, no doubt. All right, sister, we love you, and we thank you very much. Last words from everybody.
Yeah, so I mean, I tell you, going to say exactly what LV just said, because I know sometimes we, get passionate about things, but when we ask for timestamps, it has to be there.
Indeed.
And then,
no doubt.
My closing statement, Sister Nitsa, wonderful job. This is definitely not a knock on you. The integrity you showed today, it's not often seen, and it's okay. I've been there, Black Jesus Minister has been there, and this is something that we look at very, very heavily, because integrity is key to what we're doing here. So I appreciate what you've just done. Thank you.
Definitely, again, I want to thank Sister Nissa, and I definitely will, pull for to be another judge, because she do have integrity, to tell when she's wrong, when she's right. She's willing to be truthful. That's what I love in a person. I just want to thank you for actually being here for us.
Indeed. All right, with that said and done, we up out of here. Peace.
What about my closing words?
Oh, I'm sorry, girl. Go ahead, girl. I'm sorry.
I'm okay. I just wanted to say good luck to both debaters. I do apologize again to Professor Mack. And I really appreciate you guys for understanding that I'm human and I do make mistakes and then charge it to me. So I do want to do this more, as much as I said I didn't want to kind of focus more and be more attentive. So I appreciate you guys for even, giving me these opportunities to do this.
All right.
Do I get to get a statement or no? Because everybody else.
No, you don't get to say nothing, Mack.
No closing arguments.
Let Mack say so. Go ahead, Mack.
As a person who challenged Nitsa, I don't want anyone to think there's any contention between Nitsa and not. Like, I love the sister. I respect her. She could continue to judge because of exactly what y'all said, integrity. No judge is perfect but God. I say that all the time. No judge is perfect but God. And so if that's the case, then what Nitsa did, she just, did her earnest, best at it. And then she was able to acknowledge if anything was not fully fleshed out or any mistakes. And so I do respect the sister for that. And then she is very thorough, and you can tell that she's actually like taking the job seriously. So someone who's truly willing and truly able and earnest, like you can't really find people better than that these days. So I don't judge the sister in any way, but at the same time, that doesn't mean we can't correct each other when there's opportunity. And that's all that is.
All righty, y'all. All righty. I think we got it all out. Okay. Brothers and sisters, thank y'all very much. Thank y'all so much for supporting the Ultimate Debate League. We got we got Zadok versus who is that? Ezra the Karaite. Zadok the God Hop MC versus Ezra the Karaite coming up next. LV, talk to the people. LV, tell them about it, man.
Man, y'all already know how it goes down over here, man. I'm mad I don't have the thumbnail. I wanted to put it up there. But let me just pull up my notes real quick. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yeah, let me blow up your screen, bro. Let me blow it, because Berean didn't know how to do it, but I know how to do it.
Better blow that up. Look it, man. My son fell asleep in our arms, man. I'm on family time when I'm doing this with y'all. I love what we do here. The Ultimate Debate League presents on Sister E's channel, 7 p.m. EST on the 1st. Listen, it's happening on the 1st, not the last, not the middle, not over there, on the 1st. Ezra, the Karaite, versus Zadok, the God Hop MC. Was Paul a heretic? What's going on with Paul? Ew! Is he legit or is he foo-foo? They're going to figure it out, and it's only going to happen via the UDL and on Sister E's channel. I believe it's called Let's Talk Sister E. Y'all go over there. Follow us over there. Follow us at the UDL. Follow Black Jesus Minister. Follow Just Us YouTube as well, and all associated platforms. I appreciate it. And yes, it feels good to be on the jumbo screen. It hits different. It's not regular.
All right, y'all. There it is. Clubhouse Streets. Y'all see that? Y'all see it? Clubhouse Streets. Go right there, right now. Subscribe and click that notification bell. Subscribe and click that notification bell, brothers and sisters. Yes, indeed. Just Us, you want to come on the screen and let everybody pull up your YouTube channel and tell everybody to subscribe, bro?
It's up. The information is there. Come on.
Okay, let me give you the solo treatment too, real quick. Let me do that real quick. Solo.
Yeah, give him that solo treatment, man.
Yeah, let me see how I'm. God damn it. Okay, I got to bring it back. There we go. Okay, here's solo treatment right there. Solo layout. Okay, Justice, go ahead, bro. Tell the people how to. Yeah, go ahead and do that.
As you see, the Justice TV 33 YouTube. Those who definitely all about the mind, the human being, trying to do better. We talk all about building oneself, trying to get that money up, that finance, being able just, to live life. First thing is law, self-survival. We got to believe in ourselves and do what we got to do best to take care of ourselves before we do anything else.
All right. Is that it, brother?
That's it, bro.
Okay, y'all. Until next time, brothers and sisters, peace, love, soul, and Black Jesus. My goodness. Because we is, and we are, and you are the Ultimate Debate League.